Hey, welcome to Veterans Nation. I'm Mike Dowling. I'm here along with Miss Michelle Ladd, filling in for Kelly Smith, Trevor Scott, and Rick Seaman is not here today because
where's Rick?
Rick is out raising some money for the show.
That's right.
Because this is all supported through donations. If you want to support us, you can go to our donations page. Just go to veteransnetwork.net and go to our donations page there and help us out so we can continue the show, help you guys out.
So if you want Rick back on the show and not out, trying to raise money, then
with Joe the Vet.
So you can,
Right.
So thank you, Rick. Thanks for everything he does, and I hope he's getting some more money out there right now.
That's right.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off and dedicate the show.
Yes, 82nd Airborne Division. It got the nickname All-American because they were first conscripted and made up of conscription soldiers in 1917, and they were brought in from all 48 states. So then I got the
All-American. That makes
All-American
sense.
AA on the patch.
They have a lot of history in that unit,
They do.
right?
Yeah, huge.
They do, yeah.
Weren't you airborne?
101st.
101st.
Air assault.
Air assault.
101st.
Okay.
Yeah, 82nd is one of the few that's actually airborne still.
Yeah.
101st is all rappelling out of helicopters now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there kind of a rivalry between the 101st and 82nd?
A little bit, but not so much. A lot of guys could go back and forth between the units. We had
Yeah.
guys from the 82nd, and we had guys from the 101st go there. And,
Good to go.
yeah.
There you go. All right.
All right, guys. Well, I've got a report here about the House Armed Services Personnel Subcommittee recently heard testimony on how research by DoD has improved treatment for mental health issues, particularly TBI and PTSD. Chairman Joe Wilson noted that since 2007, Congress has appropriated close to $1.5 billion for PTSD and TBI research, funding nearly 1,000 clinical and scientific studies. Definitely a good start. The panel discussion included the use of embedded mental health teams in military units and the development of the PTSD checklist, which allows clinicians to track symptoms of active duty service members over time. And of note, it was reported that the benzodiazepine class of medications, typically used for anxiety, may actually worsen many PTSD symptoms. While they also found out that certain medications normally used to treat high blood pressure may actually reduce nightmares and hypervigilance.
Interesting. I wonder if, we're talking about the brain scans that they're doing. I wonder if that's part of the continual treatment is they just keep going and getting scans and seeing how the brain is.
Right.
Or if they're still basing it on symptoms and, how people are reacting to the meds.
Right.
Interesting.
I think the combination of the two will help. And it's interesting that they're talking about embedding mental health teams in the military units. So
Yeah.
Right.
they can
It
track
says
them
that it
over
talked
time.
about it, but it didn't say how successful those teams were.
Right.
It just says that there's.
Well, they're talking
teams
about doing it, I think. I don't think they're...
talking about
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea.
Be a good shad question. I'll tell Rick about that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see that they're putting a lot of resources. 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
I hope that money actually goes to the
I really
Yeah.
hope
to the
so.
places it's supposed to go to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll keep following up on that. So
Definitely.
thanks for that report, Trevor. So we're going to take a short, quick, informative break, and we'll be right back.
All right, we are back. And Mike, I believe you have something for us?
Yeah, so recently, military veterans have been illegally getting their homes foreclosed on by banks. I mean, can you, as if the...
It makes me so mad.
Like while they're
God, I just wanna-
deployed or in general or?
just in general.
That's sick. That's just sick.
So, but thankfully, this report just came out titled "Military Members to Get $39 Million in Home Foreclosure Settlement." Members of the U.S. military whose homes were unlawfully foreclosed upon between 2006 and 2010 will receive about $39 million from subsidiaries of Bank of America and Morgan Stanley, the U.S. Justice Department announced. Each of the 316 service members will receive at least $116,785 plus compensation and with interest for any home equity loss. The payout follows the 2011 settlements the Justice Department reached with BAC Home Loan Servicing LP, a subsidiary of Bank of America, and Saxon Mortgage Servicing Inc., a subsidiary of Morgan Stanley, for alleged violations of the Service Members Civil Relief Act. The act allows members of the military to postpone or suspend certain financial obligations, such as outstanding credit card debt and mortgage payments. Our men and women in the military should not have to worry about a bank foreclosing on their home while they bravely serve our country, Eric Halperin, Special Counsel for Fair Lending in the Civil Rights Division, said in a statement. Under the first settlement, Bank of America will pay over $36.8 million to service members whose homes were unlawfully foreclosed upon between 2006 and 2010, the government said. The bank has already begun compensating 142 service members whose homes were illegally foreclosed on between 2006 and the middle of 2009. The bank had previously agreed to provide information about its foreclosures from mid-2009 through 2010. As a result of that review, Bank of America will now pay 155 additional service members upon whose homes it illegally foreclosed in that period, the Justice Department said. Under the second settlement, Saxon Mortgage Services, Inc. is in the process of paying out some $2.5 million to 19 service members whose homes were unlawfully foreclosed upon between 2006 and 2010. The Justice Department is overseeing audits of the country's 5 largest mortgage servicers, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citibank, JP Morgan Chase, and Ally, to identify violations of the Service Members Act foreclosure provisions between January 1st, 2006 and April 4th, 2012. Our fellow troops were getting foreclosed on illegally over and over again while they were getting
made me
deployed.
so angry every time I heard about them. I'm so glad that they've finally come to a settlement for it.
And chronic. 39 million, that's not.
Yeah,
it's not just a couple guys.
Yeah, it's not a couple incidences that slipped through the cracks. That's big time.
It's unbelievable, right?
I know. You know how I would deal with those banks?
How?
Just watch.
That's good. That's good.
But luckily they came to a settlement, so.
Not luckily. I mean, luckily for them, because if they would have, I can only imagine the repercussions that would have gone on. So, anyways, another unbelievable instance of banks screwing over people. But in this one, military veterans. So, but it's getting taken care of, thankfully.
All right.
It's trying for veterans.
All right. Now here is something from the Veterans Green Jobs Organization. The San Mateo, California-based Solar City provides clean energy services to homeowners, businesses, schools, and government organizations. And with hundreds of open job positions across the country at any given time, Solar City regularly needs qualified job candidates to fill these positions, a variety of field operations and management level positions. They meet these needs by turning to its partnership with Veterans Green Jobs. Micah Fromkin, the Regional Operations Manager for Solar City's Parker, Colorado office, tells us that Veterans Green Jobs provides us with hardworking veterans who understand a team environment, they work under pressure, and they believe in what we're doing, of course, naturally. According to Mr. Fromkin, military veterans are a good fit for the renewable energy industry due to the technical skills they bring to the table, such as working at heights and working in difficult conditions and in harsh weather. As solar installers, we find ourselves working in those conditions all the time. Mr. Fromkin has found that in interviewing and hiring veterans, they slide into a team mentality very easily. They're problem solvers, and they're typically willing to go that extra mile to do what they need to do to make sure their team is successful and the company is successful. So for more info on Vets Green Jobs, visit www.veteransgreenjobs.org.
Well, that's a better report following up my report.
Yeah, right. Things are looking rosy.
Right, good news. And I don't know about the veterans dealing good with heights part because I never liked heights, but I could do all the other stuff.
Maybe you could
so.
do the management portion. Just saying. They need all kinds of positions.
Well, thanks for that report, Michelle.
All right, well, we're on the topic of employment still, so let's talk about these job fairs and career expos coming up in May and June. We have a list here provided by the Non-Commissioned Officers Association. So if you're in those cities or anywhere nearby, go check them out. There's jobs out there, and you can also find out more employment info and resources from the Piece of the Pie channel on the Veterans Network.
So there you have it. There's plenty of jobs out there, and I know that there's a high unemployment for veterans, but there's also a lot of great job fairs out there for you to for find employment. So get out there and take advantage of those job fairs. So that's it. Some great reporting today, I think. Some really interesting news and good news. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. And for Veterans Nation and the rest of the crew, welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Living on sponge cake, watching the stuff, baby. All of those turkeys covered with oil. I've seen them strung in my 6 string.